Are you ready to take a joyful journey across the world? Catholicism is not just a religion, it's a way of life that has shaped entire nations. From the way families gather on Sundays to the festivals that light up entire cities, the Catholic faith adds meaning, hope, and happiness to millions of lives every single day. In this video, we're exploring the 15 happiest Catholic countries in the world. Stay with me until the very end, because the #1 country will surprise you. With how faith, beauty, and family blend to create joy. Watch till the last second, and if this inspires you, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another journey of faith and culture. Let's begin. Number 15. Colombia. In Colombia, Catholicism isn't something kept behind church doors. It is alive in the streets, in family gatherings, and even in the music and food of the people. With around 70% of Colombians identifying as Catholic, the faith is stitched deeply into the fabric of daily life. One of the brightest examples of this devotion is Semana Santa Holy Week. Imagine entire towns turning into open-air cathedrals, processions winding through the streets, statues of Christ and the Virgin carried high on decorated platforms, choirs singing solemn hymns while incense drifts into the night air. Cities like Popayán and Mompox are world-renowned for their Holy Week celebrations. Pilgrims travel from all over just to witness the atmosphere of reverence, joy, and unity. Children watch in awe. Grandparents recall old memories, and families participate together, making this one of the most powerful displays of faith and happiness in South America. But Colombia's Catholic joy is not limited to festivals. It is deeply personal, too. Sunday Mass is not just an obligation, but a cherished tradition. Families dress up, walk together to church, and afterwards share meals that often last for hours. Laughter, stories, and food connect generations under one roof. Catholic teaching on family bonds is lived out in every embrace and every shared plate of rice and beans. Respect for elders is paramount, and neighbors are treated as extended family. Colombia also treasures its sacred sites, especially the Sanctuary of Lasla, a basilica built into a cliff in the southern mountains. Rising above a river gorge like something from a dream, it is one of the most breathtaking churches in the world. Pilgrims climb its steps with prayers for healing, lighting candles in gratitude or hope. Standing inside, surrounded by stone walls, carved into nature itself, one feels how faith and beauty can live side by side. Colombians have endured struggles, political unrest, poverty, and conflict. But the Catholic faith has given them resilience. Happiness here is not about having perfect lives. It's about walking together with faith, family, and community. And that is why Colombia earns its place among the happiest Catholic countries in the world. Number 14. Ecuador. Nestled in the heart of South America, Ecuador is another country where Catholicism flows through every aspect of life. Around 3/4 of Ecuadorians identify as Catholic, and the faith influences everything from national holidays to the rhythm of village life. One of the most moving traditions is the Good Friday processions, especially in Quito, where thousands march in purple robes carrying wooden crosses as a way of remembering Christ's suffering. The city's streets fall silent except for the sound of prayers and hymns. It is a moment of deep reflection that binds people together in humility and devotion. Another beloved event is the Feast of the Virgin of El Quinche, where millions gather every year to honor one of the nation's most cherished Marian devotions. The festival mixes prayer with music, food, and dancing, proving that in Ecuador, faith is both solemn and joyful. But Ecuador's happiness is not found only in grand events. It lives in the everyday choices of its people. Catholic teaching has shaped how Ecuadorians see nature not merely as land to use, but as a sacred gift of God. Living near the Amazon rainforest and the Galapagos Islands, Ecuadorians understand the responsibility of protecting creation. Farming families often pass down sustainable practices, teaching children to live in harmony with the land. For them, happiness means caring for God's world as much as for one another. The strength of the community is another hallmark of Ecuadorian life. Families often live close to each other, and neighborhoods feel like extended families. It is common to see people sharing meals with neighbors, celebrating feast days together, or helping each other in times of difficulty. Catholic values of solidarity and charity make this closeness natural. When someone is in need, the community shows up not out of duty, but out of love. In Ecuador, joy does not come from luxury or wealth. It comes from faith, family, nature, and community. This simple but powerful way of life explains why Ecuadorians radiate a happiness that feels rooted, authentic, and enduring. Number 13. Chile, stretching down the Pacific coast with deserts, mountains, and valleys, is a nation where Catholicism has long been central to national identity. Over 60% of the population identifies as Catholic. The Church continues to shape both public celebrations and private life. Religious festivals are at the heart of Chilean culture. The Feast of the Assumption brings thousands to Mass, and processions each August and Christmas is celebrated with deep devotion. Families attend Misa del Gallo midnight Mass on Christmas Eve, and then gather at home for late-night meals filled with warmth, songs, and gifts. These traditions embody Catholic values of love, charity, and kindness, reinforcing the idea that family is at the heart of happiness. In Chile, family truly is sacred. Catholic teaching emphasizes unity and support, and this is lived out in everyday life. Many families share homes with grandparents and extended relatives, creating strong, intergenerational bonds. A home is not just a house. It is a sanctuary where faith is taught, traditions are passed down, and love is practiced daily. The Catholic Church also plays a vital role in education and charity. Catholic schools are respected for teaching not only academics but also values of empathy and responsibility. Charitable organizations supported by the Church provide aid for the poor, the sick, and the marginalized. These acts of service bring dignity to those in need and remind everyone that happiness grows when we care for one another. Even in modern Chile, where secular ideas are more common in urban areas, the Church remains a guiding light. In times of crisis, whether earthquakes, economic hardship, or personal loss, many Chileans turn to their faith for comfort. Lighting a candle in a quiet chapel, praying the rosary, or joining a parish procession brings calm and hope. That sense of shared strength and compassion is a key reason why Chile is among the happiest Catholic nations in the world. Number 12. Venezuela. Venezuela has faced enormous challenges: economic struggles, political unrest, and shortages. But faith remains an anchor for its people. Around 71% of Venezuelans are Catholic, and the Church plays a vital role in giving people strength and joy, even in the hardest of times. One of the most important celebrations is the Feast of Our Lady of Coromodo, Venezuela's patron saint. Every year, millions come together to honor her with processions, prayers, and music. It is more than a festival, it is a national embrace of hope. Families gather, neighbors unite, and the whole country seems to pause in devotion. For many Venezuelans, the Virgin of Coromodo is a mother figure who protects and comforts them, reminding them that they are never alone. Catholic values like charity and forgiveness are not abstract here. They are survival tools. When one family has extra food, they share it. When someone falls sick, neighbors visit and pray with them. Acts of generosity, inspired by faith, are common and often the only lifeline in difficult times. These small acts, repeated over and over, create a network of kindness that carries people through hardship. Family life is also central. Sunday Mass is a highlight of the week, when generations come together to worship and then spend time as a family. Children learn early to value respect, loyalty, and togetherness. Even when money is scarce, a shared meal of simple arepas and coffee becomes a feast when seasoned with love. Despite difficulties, Venezuelans are known for their resilience and joy. Their Catholic faith helps them keep a positive outlook, seeing even in hardship an opportunity to grow closer to God and to one another. This ability to find happiness through faith, family, and solidarity is what secures Venezuela's place among the happiest Catholic countries in the world. Number 11. Peru. Peru is a land where ancient traditions and Catholic faith have come together to form something unique and deeply moving. With around 76% of Peruvians identifying as Catholic, The church is more than a building here. It is a thread that runs through both the country's history and its present life. One of the greatest examples is the Feast of the Lord of Miracles, Cenar de los Milagros, in Lima. Every October, a massive purple-clad procession takes over the city, with more than 1 million people joining to honor a centuries-old painting of Christ on the cross that miraculously survived earthquakes. The air fills with incense, songs, and heartfelt prayers as the faithful walk through the streets, many carrying candles or wearing purple habits as signs of devotion. For many Peruvians, this is not just a religious ritual, it is a reminder that miracles can endure even when the ground beneath you shakes. Another celebration that reflects Peru's Catholic soul is the Feast of Corpus Christi in Cusco, where colorful processions, traditional dances, and Catholic hymns blend with indigenous music and costumes. Saint statues are carried from different parishes to the cathedral, and people gather in the plazas to celebrate with food, prayer, and music. This fusion of Catholicism with Peru's indigenous culture is one of the country's greatest strengths. It creates a faith that feels alive, rooted in both heaven and earth. The Catholic Church in Peru also carries a mission of service. Parishes and religious orders run schools, clinics, soup kitchens, and shelters for the poor. In villages high in the Andes where life is tough, priests and nuns walk long distances to bring the sacraments, food, and encouragement to families who often feel forgotten by the outside world. These acts of faith-filled service create hope, and hope is one of the deepest sources of happiness. Family life is another foundation of joy in Peru. Sunday Mass often turns into an all-day family gathering. After church, families share traditional dishes like ceviche, lomo saltado, or guinea pig in rural regions, filling tables with laughter and conversation. Children learn early to respect their elders and to honor the traditions that connect them to their ancestors. In Peru, Catholicism is not just something celebrated in grand events. It is present in the daily resilience of its people, the strength of family bonds, and the love shown in community life. Together, these values make Peru one of the happiest Catholic countries in the world. Number 10, the Philippines, is the beating Catholic heart of Asia. With over 86% of its people identifying as Catholic, it is the largest Catholic nation on the continent. Here, Catholicism is not just practiced, it is lived with warmth, resilience, and joy. One of the most unique Filipino traditions is Simbang Gabi, the novena of dawn masses leading up to Christmas. Imagine waking up before sunrise, walking with family and neighbors through dark streets lit by lanterns called paroles, and entering a church already alive with song and prayer. The devotion is powerful, but so is the sense of community. Mass families enjoy traditional treats like bibingka and puto bombong, sharing food that tastes like both faith and joy. Another striking devotion is the Feast of the Black Nazarene, held every January in Manila. Millions of devotees join a massive procession to touch or glimpse the centuries-old statue of Christ carrying the cross. For many, it is a chance to ask for healing, strength, or forgiveness. The sheer size of the crowd shows the depth of Filipino faith. People endure hours under the hot sun, pressed together in devotion, yet the atmosphere is one of hope, not despair. At the heart of Philippine happiness is the family. Catholic teaching on family unity is lived here in a way that feels almost unmatched. Multi-generational households are common, with grandparents, parents, and children living together under one roof. Sunday is sacred. Families attend Mass together, then gather around the table for meals that last for hours. Even simple dishes, like adobo or sinigang, become feasts when flavored with love and laughter. The Filipino spirit is famously resilient. The country faces frequent typhoons, earthquakes, and economic struggles, yet people find strength in their faith. After a disaster, it is not unusual to see families kneeling in ruined churches, praying together with tears and smiles. Faith gives them courage, and courage leads to joy. The Catholic Church also plays a major role in charity and education. Many schools, hospitals, and orphanages are run by the church, ensuring that even the poorest families find support. Acts of service are part of Filipino life, as people share what little they have with neighbors in need. The Philippines shows the world how joy and faith can be woven together. Its people smile, even in hardship, sing, even in sorrow, and find happiness through family, faith, and unity. Number 9. Mexico. Mexico is one of the most Catholic countries in the world, with more than 77% of its people identifying with the faith. Catholicism is not just a religion here, it is a national identity that runs deep in culture, art, and traditions. One of the most moving celebrations is the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. While it has indigenous roots, Catholicism shaped it into a blend of remembrance and hope. Families build colorful altars with marigolds, candles, food, and photos of their loved ones who have passed. Far from being a gloomy event, it is a joyful celebration of life, love, and eternal connection. Catholic teaching on the communion of saints, the belief that the living and the dead are united in Christ, gives this tradition a unique depth. For Mexicans, happiness is found in knowing that love never dies. The most important Catholic devotion in Mexico is to Our Lady of Guadalupe, the beloved Mother of the nation. Every December 12th, millions of pilgrims travel to the Basilica of Guadalupe in Mexico City, some walking for days or even crawling on their knees to show their devotion. The Virgin of Guadalupe is more than a religious symbol. She is a sign of unity, national pride, and divine comfort. Families across Mexico display her image in their homes, businesses, and even cars, as a reminder of protection and love. Family life in Mexico is deeply tied to Catholic values. Respect for elders, care for children, and loyalty to family are guiding principles. Holidays like Christmas and Easter are times of great joy, with posadas, piñatas, and long meals shared with extended family. Even simple evenings spent around the dinner table, telling stories and laughing together, reflect the Catholic value of cherishing family life. The Church in Mexico also works tirelessly for social justice, operating schools, clinics, and charities. For the poor, in neighborhoods big and small, Catholic parishes often act as the heart of community life, organizing events, helping families in need, and keeping traditions alive. Mexico's happiness is not just in its festivals, but in its everyday faith. Lived in the warmth of family, the generosity of neighbors, and the joy of celebrating both life and eternity. Number 8. Portugal is a land of devotion and beauty, where Catholicism has shaped the soul of the nation for centuries. Around 80% of Portuguese identify as Catholic, and their faith is perhaps most clearly seen in the famous pilgrimages to Fatima. The story of Fatima began in Ijoiti, when 3 shepherd children reported visions of the Virgin Mary. Since then, millions of pilgrims from all over the world visit the sanctuary of Our Lady of Fatima every year. They arrive carrying candles, rosaries, and personal prayers. Some walk barefoot, others on their knees, offering their suffering as a gesture of faith. The sight of thousands of candles flickering against the night sky is unforgettable, a living ocean of hope and gratitude. But Catholicism in Portugal is not limited to pilgrimages. It is present in daily life and values. Traits such as humility, patience, and kindness are cherished and passed from generation to generation. Neighbors support one another in quiet, but powerful ways, helping with childcare, sharing meals, or offering rides to church. Catholic values of community and compassion shape the rhythm of everyday life. Family is another cornerstone. Portuguese families often live close to each other, and gatherings on Sundays or religious holidays bring entire generations together. Christmas and Easter are celebrated with warmth, featuring traditional dishes like bacalhau and foller. These meals are not just about food, they're about connection, laughter, and shared memories. Portugal is also known for its slower pace of life, which adds to the happiness of its people. From sipping coffee in Lisbon to watching sunsets in the Algarve, there is a cultural habit of savoring life's simple pleasures. Catholic teaching on gratitude and humility harmonizes beautifully with this way of living. In Portugal, happiness is found in faith, family, tradition, and simplicity. Together, these create a peaceful joy that keeps the country among the happiest Catholic nations. Number 7. France. Though France is officially a secular nation, Catholic heritage runs deep in its culture, art, and family life. With over 40% of the population still identifying as Catholic, the faith continues to influence traditions and values. Catholic holidays like Christmas and Easter are celebrated widely, even by those who do not regularly attend church. Churches and cathedrals across France fill with people for midnight mass on Christmas Eve, while families gather afterward for long meals that often stretch into the early morning hours. Nativity scenes, carols, and decorated villages keep alive the sense of wonder and joy. Easter brings lilies to altars and chocolate eggs for children, blending faith and festivity. The influence of Catholic social teaching is also clear in France. The principles of justice, human dignity, and charity have shaped much of the nation's modern welfare system. Many of France's oldest hospitals and schools were originally founded by religious orders, and Catholic charities continue to serve the poor, the homeless, and the sick. One of the most valued aspects of French happiness is the focus on work-life balance, which resonates strongly with Catholic traditions that emphasize rest and family time. Sundays remain special for family lunches, where multiple generations gather around the table. These meals are not rushed. They are occasions to savor good food, good wine, and good company. In the laughter of family and the warmth of connection, Catholic values are quietly alive. Even in a modern, secular world, many French still find peace in stepping inside a quiet cathedral, lighting a candle, and letting silence speak. Notre Dame de Paris, Mont Saint-Michel, and countless village chapels remind the French that their history is built on faith. France's happiness is found in its unique blend of Catholic tradition and modern life. It is a place where family, charity, and celebration create joy that is both old and new. Number 6. Ireland may have seen a rise in secularism in recent decades, but Catholicism remains at the heart of its identity. About 78% of the Irish still identify as Catholic, and the Church continues to shape traditions, celebrations, and values. The most famous holiday is, of course, St. Patrick's Day, which has become a global event. But in Ireland, it is more than parades and green. It is a day to remember the saint who brought Christianity to the island. Families attend Mass, communities hold festivals, and the country rejoices in its faith and heritage. Christmas in Ireland is also filled with Catholic warmth. Midnight Mass is one of the most beloved traditions, where families gather in candlelit churches and afterward share meals that last late into the night. In many rural villages, the placing of a candle in the window on Christmas Eve is still practiced, symbolizing welcoming the Holy Family. Hospitality is central to Irish culture and is deeply tied to Catholic values of kindness and charity. Are treated with generosity, neighbors look out for one another, and humor is used as a tool of resilience. Even in times of hardship, the Irish spirit remains strong, lifted by faith and laughter. Family bonds are also a major source of happiness. Sunday dinners filled with stories and music connect generations. Catholic teaching on family unity is visible in these gatherings, where respect and love are passed from parents to children. Despite struggles, whether famine in the past or economic challenges in modern times, the Irish people are known for their resilience. Catholic values of hope, charity, and forgiveness have helped them endure and find joy, even in the toughest times. Ireland's happiness is found in its blend of faith, community, music, and family. It is a country where Catholicism continues to inspire kindness, unity, and joy. Number 5, Poland is one of the most deeply Catholic countries in Europe, around 85% of the population identifying with the faith. But Catholicism here is more than statistics. It is the very backbone of national identity, forged through centuries of resilience. History shows how the Catholic Church carried Poland through some of its darkest times. During the years of communist rule, when freedoms were crushed, The church became a place of refuge and courage. Priests held secret masses, people gathered for prayer despite the risks, and the faith kept the Polish spirit alive. For many, being Catholic in Poland is not just about religion. It is about freedom, dignity, and survival. Easter in Poland is one of the most meaningful times of year. Families prepare baskets filled with eggs, bread, sausage, and salt, all of which are taken to church to be blessed on Holy Saturday. Easter Sunday then becomes a joyful feast, with families gathering to celebrate the resurrection of Christ and the bonds of love. These customs, passed down from generation to generation, keep Catholic tradition alive in a way that makes everyday life feel sacred. Family life is central in Poland. It is common to find grandparents, parents, and children all living in close connection. Respect for elders, teaching children's Catholic prayers from a young age, and gathering for Sunday Mass are parts of daily life. For many Polish families, faith is the glue that holds everyone together. The church in Poland is also a force of service. Catholic charities and schools provide education, food, and housing for those in need. Young people are encouraged to participate in volunteer work, helping the poor and sick. This emphasis on community care brings people together, creating a happiness that grows out of love for others. Poland's Catholic faith is not just about rituals, it is about resilience. It has carried a nation through war, occupation, and oppression. Today it continues to shape people who find joy in faith, family, and service. This is why Poland stands among the happiest Catholic nations in the world. Number 4, Argentina, the birthplace of Pope Francis, carries Catholicism in its heart and soul. About 62% of Argentinians identify as Catholic, and the faith touches everything from national identity to daily life. Christmas and Easter are celebrated with particular devotion. Families decorate their homes with nativity scenes, attend midnight Mass, and then gather for feasts that stretch late into the night. Easter processions fill city streets with color, song, and devotion, while smaller towns hold intimate celebrations that bring communities closer together. Charity is one of Argentina's strongest Catholic values. Many Argentinians take pride in helping the poor, whether by donating food, visiting a neighbor in need, or supporting local charities. Religious organizations run soup kitchens and shelters, ensuring that even the most vulnerable are not forgotten. This spirit of compassion creates bonds of trust and love that make life brighter for everyone. At the center of Argentine life is the family. It is common for extended families to gather on weekends, often around an outdoor grill for an asado. Laughter, stories, and music fill the air as multiple generations share time. Catholic teaching on the importance of family is visible here. To many Argentinians, happiness is not found in wealth, but in these shared moments of love. It is also known for its sense of humor and resilience. Life is not always easy, but faith helps people face challenges with courage and optimism. They pray, they laugh, they support one another, and they keep moving forward. This combination of Catholic devotion, strong family ties, charitable works, and cultural joy makes Argentina one of the happiest Catholic countries in the world. Number 3. Asterisk. Spain's Catholic heritage is as rich and colorful as its landscapes. Around 60% of Spaniards identify as Catholic, and the faith has shaped the nation's culture for centuries. From its art and architecture to its festivals and family life, Catholicism is at the heart of Spanish happiness. One of the most powerful traditions is Semana Santa Holy Week, cities like Seville and Malaga. Enormous processions fill the streets with floats carrying images of Christ and the Virgin Mary. Participants wear traditional robes, bands play solemn music, and crowds line the streets in reverent silence. For Spaniards, this is not only a religious event, but also a cultural treasure, a living tradition that binds communities together in shared memory and devotion. Christmas in Spain is also full of Catholic warmth. Families attend Misa del Gallo, midnight Mass on Christmas Eve, then return home for festive meals and gift-giving. Children wait for the arrival of the Three Kings on Epiphany, another cherished Catholic celebration. These traditions emphasize family, joy, and faith, blending seamlessly into Spanish life. Family plays a central role in Spanish happiness. Catholic values of generosity and love are reflected in the way families live closely connected lives. Mealtimes are long and filled with conversation, and weekends often include visits to grandparents and extended relatives. Catholic teaching about cherishing family time is lived out in these small but important ways. Catholicism also shapes Spain's artistic soul. From the breathtaking cathedrals of Barcelona and Toledo to masterpieces like El Greca's paintings, faith has inspired beauty that still fills people with awe. This art is not only historical, continues to inspire modern generations with a sense of pride and joy. Spain's happiness is found in its festivals, family life, and Catholic traditions. It is a place where faith is celebrated with passion and joy is woven into the rhythm of daily living. Number 2. Brazil is home to the largest Catholic population in the world, with over 120 million Catholics. In Brazil, faith is not a quiet matter. It is celebrated with energy, color, and joy. The most famous event is Carnival. It has taken on a cultural life of its own, has deep Catholic roots in the pre-Lenten season. Parades, music, and dancing fill the streets. But beneath the celebration is a Catholic rhythm. The joy before the fasting and reflection of Lent, this balance of festivity and faith is uniquely Brazilian. Even more significant is the devotion to Our Lady of Aparecida, the patron saint of Brazil. Her feast day on October 12th brings millions of pilgrims to her basilica, one of the largest in the world. Families carry flowers, candles, and prayers, and the atmosphere is one of unity and hope. For Brazilians, Our Lady of Aparecida is a symbol of protection, comfort, and national pride. Family life is at the heart of Brazilian Catholic happiness. Sunday Mass is a cherished tradition, often followed by big family meals and gatherings that last into the afternoon. Generations come together, children play, and music fills the background. Catholic values of love, loyalty, and togetherness are visible in every smile and embrace. The Church in Brazil also plays a huge role in serving the poor. From schools and hospitals to shelters and food programs, Catholic institutions provide care for millions. These acts of charity are expressions of faith that create bonds of trust and joy in communities. What makes Brazil truly unique is how faith and celebration blend. Whether in the quiet of a chapel or in the noise of a street parade, Brazilians express their Catholic devotion with joy. Their ability to combine spirituality with festivity makes Brazil one of the happiest Catholic countries in the world. Number 1. Italy, the heart of Catholicism, is home to the Vatican, the Pope, and some of the most stunning churches and traditions in the world. Around 78% of Italians identify as Catholic, and the faith is deeply woven into the nation's identity. Everywhere in Italy, Catholic heritage shines. From the Sistine Chapel, painted by Michelangelo, to the basilicas of Florence and Milan, art and architecture inspired by faith filled daily life with beauty. Walking through an Italian city feels like walking through living history, where Catholic devotion has left its mark for centuries. Religious holidays are celebrated with unmatched devotion. Christmas brings families together for midnight mass. In long feasts that include pasta, fish, and traditional sweets like panettone. Easter is equally powerful, with processions carrying statues of Christ and Mary through candlelit streets. These celebrations are more than rituals. They are moments of unity that fill hearts with joy. Family is the cornerstone of Italian happiness. Catholic teaching on family values is deeply lived here. Sunday lunches are sacred with multiple generations, gathered around the table, sharing food, laughter, and love. It is common for grandparents, parents, and children to live close by, ensuring that family ties remain strong. Catholic charity also thrives in Italy. Organizations like Caritas serve the poor and marginalized, offering food, housing, and companionship. Many Italians volunteer in their communities, living out the Catholic call to serve others. This spirit of generosity adds to the collective happiness of the nation. Italy's natural beauty, from Tuscany's rolling hills to the Amalfi Coast, adds another layer of joy. Combined with faith, family, and tradition, This creates a unique harmony that makes life feel full and blessed. Italy stands at the top of this list because it shows how Catholicism can shape not only a religion, but an entire way of life. Art, culture, family, and joy. These 15 countries remind us of something profound. Happiness is not only about wealth or comfort, it is about belonging, faith, and love. Catholicism weaves these values into the daily lives of millions, teaching people to care for one another, to honor family, to celebrate life, and to find joy even in hardship. From Colombia's Holy Week processions to Ecuador's devotion to the Virgin, from Chile's family bonds to Venezuela's resilience. From Peru's miracles to the Philippines' dawn masses, from Mexico's Guadalupe to Portugal's pilgrimages. From France's family meals to Ireland's hospitality. From Poland's resilience to Argentina's warmth. From Spain's festivals to Brazil's exuberance. And finally to Italy's blend of faith, beauty, and tradition, the story is the same. Faith builds happiness. So, which of these countries inspired you the most? Was it the miracle stories of Peru, the dawn traditions of the Philippines, or the timeless beauty of Italy? Wherever your answer lies, let it remind you that happiness is found when we live for others. Trust in God. If this journey touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe so you never miss another exploration of faith and joy. Together, let's keep discovering how belief can shape not only nations, but also lives.